folks, this is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week, we go 9 hours a day, we go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our Believe cards. This is from Duke Ellington. A believer is an optimist who thinks of tomorrow. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 2, NASDAQ up 1, S&Ps were flat. Gold contract up $6.80, traded at $1,260 an ounce. Silver up 13 cents at $19.20 an ounce. Platinum up 27 bucks at $1,480 an ounce. Oil up 18 cents at 104.59 a barrel. Bonds, you had the 10-year down 7 ticks at 123.30. 30-year off 15 at 134.25. King dollar up 143 ticks, trading out at 80.82. You get the euro down 48 at 135, and the yen down 19 at 102.34. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You have a cash S&P. You're laying out there flat. We're at the 1951 area. And if we go over to the SPY and take a look at this baby, this is what you have happening. So the SPY, folks, is at 195.60. The ABC structure, A to B equals C to D, is approximately 197. What you had out here, this is on the daily, not the weekly. Last Thursday, you had basically get over that daily swing point, check it out with volume. It gives you a 197 projection. What you did out here today, you actually backed down with 52 million shares into the 194 area, closed at 195.60. That looks like it wants to get up into that area. Finishing the ABC structure. Dow Industrials, same setup in the Dow. What you have with the Dow, you got down to 16,897. Had lighter volume. That Dow is going to finish off its structure. NASDAQ Composite. We go over to the Composite. We take a look at the Composite. Same type of setup in the Composite. Now, this is where it's going to get really interesting between the Composite and the small caps. The small caps basically finished off their ABC structure on the way up. Excuse me. Composite was up 1.7. We're at 4,337. You got over the 4... Well, no, you're going into the 4,344 swing point. That swing point was from the 21st of March on the way down. I suspect that's going to basically get hit. The NDX 100, the 3 Qs, what we have with the 3 Qs, they continue up on air. What you do have, however, though, when you take a look at this, you get an A point out here. That is trading at 86.58. We're at 92.91 now. What's intriguing here, the ABC structure here is up there about, well, here it's about 95, which is quite a way up. There's no two ways about that. So we only went up 16 ticks today. Now, Russell 2000. Let's go over to the Russell 2000. Russell has been the weakest indice. Basically stayed like a dead dog all the way until June 3rd, then had that sign of strength, took out the B point, took it out with volume. Yesterday, you got up to the IWM we're talking now. We got up to 117.48. 117.51 was the A to B equals C to D area. So you have a ABC structure, small one that's finished off on the daily. What you're also doing is this. You had 44 million shares going into that downdraft out there of 86 million. The swing point is 118.12. But the way that this looks to me is that we actually finished off that ABC structure yesterday. What you had out here today, the small caps continued to be the weakest indice inside the 3 indices when we're talking the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P were 4 indices, and the Russell 2000. Gold contract. Let's go take a look at gold. What we have with gold is this. Gold contract traded to a low today of 12.50, closed out at 12.60, got some little traction with volume. Gold contract, folks, is going to try to make it back inside this 12.78 area. Now, the downdraft that was created out here on the 27th is a pretty heavy downdraft. But bottom line, it is building cause to get back inside there. On the downside, what gold has done is this. if we take a look at this on a continuous contract, what you're going to see, and this is what we have divergence right now in the gold market in a very large way. And this is what it is. On the downside, we got into the highs of the last swing low. Last swing low out here was 1181. The high was 1239.40. We got down to 1240.50. Rejected that area last week, had lighter volume. Now the key is going to be wide price spread, accelerated volume, going topside. If you want to take a look at the GLD and see these correlations, and if you're not in the futures market or have futures volume, if we take a look at the GLD, what you have is this. We put this on a weekly basis. What you're going to see is that the low that was generated in, we got two different lows here. So we got to 119.42 last week. That 119.42 was going into the December high of the low of this year. That's 120.77. Now, we rejected that, and we did it on lighter volume. We did 23 million shares versus 63. That's what you like to see when that happens. That's the first part. Second part, of course, is that you're going to need a wide price spread, accelerated volume as you do go higher. We go take a look at the silver contract, SIN4. What we have with silver is this little different setup. What silver has done, though, is that it rejected lower price, got back inside the range, meaning that the trading range of 1891. Right now we're at 1920. Had a little juice in it today, but it looks like to me that silver will be easier to get up to the 20.00 area if, in fact, if we get volume there, then we're going to have some decent action in that silver market. Bonds. We go to the 10-year bond first. What we have with the 10-year bond, she pulls back today, and you talk about anemic volume. It's anemic, all right. 966,000 contracts, folks. If we, on a pullback like this, just to give you an idea, we were going up on 2 million contracts. Bottom line, bonds, well, the 10-year right now is at 123.31. The 123.24 has been next swing low that, yes, it can test. If we go look at the TLT, the 20-plus bond fund, what you'll go see is this. You're down 41 cents today. You traded 5.9 million shares. That 5.9 got under the low of last week, the 5th, which had 6.9. You're going into some big numbers out here. So at 111, you're dealing with 7.7 million. That's on the daily. We run this on the weekly, and what you're going to see on the weekly is that last week we came down with some juice, 47 million. The 47 million, however, was going into 44. We'll see what kind of juice it can get going this week. We take a look at the 30-year bond. What we have with the 30-year bond is this. 30-year bond sheet comes down on 246,000 contracts. That's light volume on the way down. She was going into 439,000 contracts. That bottom line is saying that, yes, number one, we're at 134.27. We can get into the 134.12 area. What I expect you're going to see there, you expect a rejection of lower price on lighter volume. Now, the dollar and the euro, this is going to be a trip watching this whole thing shake out. When we had the European Central Bank come out last week on Thursday, it was high volatility in the marketplace, in the currency marketplace. And what we had is this. The dollar went to a swing high with volume and gave it up in price. The euro went to a swing low on volume and gave it up in price. Specifically what I mean, dollar intraday went to 81.06 and then ended up closing at 80.43, 80.34. You're making your way back up there, which you do on a continual basis, because when you break a swing high with volume, give it up in price, it goes right back up to that level. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. We're going to be bisecting and dissecting this currency market. 877-927-6648. Coming right back, folks.